dress it up two different ways. One that could go upstairs at your front hall, by your back door, in a powder room, and one that's a little more interactive and fun. Both of them are very simple. They're really just glue things together, paint them, and stick them on. I know I've had some requests for some simpler projects to mix in with some of our more difficult projects, so I'm going to be giving you a wide variety of things. So, you're going to see in a minute the children's version that's a little more fun and interactive. And I filmed that one first, and then I decided when it was done, I wanted to give you a second alternative for this mirror. Now this mirror has been a sunburst everywhere on the internet, so I decided not to do any sunburst mirrors, but to show you another couple of options. So this one is made with 4x6 wooden frames from Michaels. They come in a 5-pack, and they're plain wood when you first get them. So prime them well, sand them, then use the high gloss white paint or whatever color it is that you want to use. Sand them again and do one more coat. I threw this together pretty quickly for you, so they're not all perfect, but that's how I would suggest doing it. Then I cheated and used the 59-cent a sheet foil, silver foil I think they call it, foil paper from Michaels to imitate mirrors all the way around. I'm sure you've seen this kind of a mirror in the home design magazines. I used the paper that came inside the frame as my template for cutting out the foil. I just laid it on top and cut around it. Then you just pop it inside and bend down the little metal pieces to hold it in place, just like you would any kind of a frame from anywhere. Very straightforward. Now, that's paper, so it's not going to be that exciting on its own. So I dressed it up a little bit by putting some X's in them. I simply went and took my frames over to the aisle with the balsa wood, and these are just 1/8 of an inch small round balsa wood dowels. The beauty of this is actually literally how I did it. I put it there, I went across, made sure it was in the right place, I held it with my fingers, I picked up the scissors, and cut them. That simple. Then put a little dollop of hot glue into each corner, just a small dollop. The secret of using hot glue and having anything look high quality when you're finished is using a small amount so you don't have big puddles, and cleaning up well after yourself. No strings, no anything hanging. And then once that was done, I went over and literally, this is exactly how I did it. Stuck them on the edge of the mirror. They're placed about 1/4 inch apart. It took 11 frames to do the entire thing. Because they came in packs of 5, I had to buy 3 packs, but I'm pretty sure you can get these exact same mirrors on the aisle. I just didn't know how many I'd need when I started out. So buy 2 packs of 5 and go over to the wood aisle and see if you can find one more that matches them. Put it together, I'm going to show it to you in place, and then I'll show you the second alternative to make for your kids' room. Thanks. Was inspired by wandering through IKEA on a rainy day. Don't you just love to look at the things that are in there and think, what can I do with that that's a little bit different? Now, every DIY blog online has done some version of the sunburst mirror. And at first I thought I was going to do something like that with golden rays all around it. But I decided I really specialize in family spaces, kids spaces. What could I do that would be more interactive and fun? This is a $16.99 round mirror, just from their wall art section. It's nice because it's beveled on the edges, so it doesn't require a frame. Then, in the kitchen section, I've been looking at these for a long time thinking, what the heck could I do with them? They are 3 heating pads for $2.54, I think. And I bought a stack of them. And what I decided to do was to make a geometric pattern on the wall so that a teen girl, a young girl, could pin photographs of her friends, school pictures, whatever, around her mirror, but have it not be one of those really expensive or boring rectangular ones. So this is going to become a piece of wall art, a mirror, and a bulletin board, and it's going to look awesome. So the secret to using these cork boards and having them look good when you paint them is my old friend Mod Podge. I discovered, and I tested, these are 2 different ones that I tested with 2 methods. One of them has a clear polyurethane and then 2 coats of spray paint. I was trying to get it to not absorb unevenly. The other one has Mod Podge, a primer, and 1 coat of paint. It still functions just fine as a cork board. The pins can go through it, it's not going to crack. But as you can see, it looks much smoother, shinier, and it's going to look much better on the wall. So what I did is I literally just put a very thick coat all the way around. I covered the entire thing, and it doesn't matter if you have a little bit of ridges, it kind of soaks in, but it does seal up the top. Make sure you're not leaving a bunch of divots and holes in the surface. So the way you'll know this is dry is when the white turns clear. So I've already actually done this whole thing, so this part has dried. Do that to every one of the ones you're going to want to use. The way I decided on my pattern was I just laid the mirror on the floor and started playing around it. So we're going to be making a circle and then a top and a bottom. And on my top, I bought some embellishments. We're going to put, I'm actually making this for a little girl's room, but I think we're going to install it right here so you can see it afterwards, because it's going to be a little while before the room's ready. We're going to put her initial in the top, and then I found these darling little birds, so it's either going to sit up here on the top somewhere or maybe be on the bottom. It's going to sit around the edge. We are from Portland. We have to put a bird on it. I know, it's sad, but it's true. Then the final touch is, so mine are not actually going to be teal, because this is a teal wall and the room we're putting it into is a blue wall. So we're going to be using a coral color paint and painting all of these. And then we're going to be adding, these were in the $2 bin at Michael's, little paper flowers. And we're going to glue them onto thumbtacks and use them all around to hang photos. This is definitely a done in an hour and a half, up on the wall kind of project. We're even going to hang them with 3M. You could use small little nails if you don't mind getting holes in your wall. I'm going to use the hanging package that came with the mirror to put it on the wall. So 1 hook for the mirror, stick these on the wall all the way around it, and boom, you're done. The only thing that's going to take a little bit of time is letting the paint dry. It's a simple project, it'll make a lot of impact, and I think your daughter will love it. I'm going to get painting. So here we are, all assembled on the wall. What I did was I used the clips that came with the mirror and actually just attached them together by jerry-rigging wire together in the back. You can install the clips the way they're intended to, but then you can't tuck these cork petals behind the board because it'll be flush against the wall. Now remember, these are the corks from the home section in IKEA, the burner pads. I Mod Podged them and painted them all. Now look at the difference if you don't use the Mod Podge. It just soaks right into the cork. So you want to make sure and do that extra step. I did not, however, prime them. That wasn't necessary. This one I primed and didn't Mod Podge to see the difference. Huge difference. Definitely use the Mod Podge. So I attached these with hot glue to the mirror just behind, and these I attached directly to the wall. Now these are obviously in a temporary place, so I put them up just with painter's tape so they're moving around a little bit. But you should use some Command damage-free hanging strips with velcro just for above and below, or you can even just put them in with a tiny nail. I didn't want to do that here, but I did add my initial into the top, and then I have this cute little bird decor that I'm going to stick in, or on rather, with some hot glue. And just make it sit in a cute place. I like it kind of sitting here above the mirror. Don't make everything symmetrical. Symmetrical is just no fun. The last thing I did was make some really fun thumbtacks. These came from the $2 bin at Michael's. They're just little paper flowers. You take the thumbtack, put a drop of glue on the thumbtack, and then attach that, just touch that really, to the back of the flower, and you have your pins. I love this idea because not only is it cute and graphic on a wall for your little girl's room, it's inexpensive, it's so simple. They could literally make it for themselves. They can have notes from their friends, notes from you. I'm going to make this all pretty for your final picture. And there you have it. 1, 2, 3. Now that was an easy one.